The opponent looks bigger, stronger, more intimidating. At least that's what it looks like before the fight starts. Then the bell rings. 30 seconds later, Zhang Weili is already marching forward.
This is background drive! Is this the moment? This is how minutes!
Pressure, punches, kicks, relentless movement, no hesitation, no fear, no respect for size advantages. By the end of the round, the bigger fighter is moving backward. And that's when people realize their mistake. They thought Zhang Weili was too small, too short, too undersized for the world's most dangerous division. Then she became a monster. Not because she changed her body, because she changed everything else. And her journey started in a place where almost nobody believed a Chinese woman could become UFC champion. Before Zhang Weili became one of the most feared fighters in MMA, she was a young girl growing up in Handan, China. Life wasn't easy. Her family wasn't wealthy. Opportunities were limited. Like many children, she searched for something she could be great at. Eventually, she found martial arts. The discipline immediately appealed to her. Training, structure, competition. While other kids spent afternoons relaxing, Zhang spent hers improving. Day after day, year after year. But talent doesn't guarantee success, especially in combat sports. At one point, she even worked regular jobs to support herself. Hotel work, office work, fitness training, anything necessary to keep the dream alive. Most people would have quit. Zhang didn't. Because deep down, she believed something. She wasn't trying to become a fighter. She was trying to become the best fighter. And if you enjoy stories about athletes who refused to quit when everyone expected them to fail, make sure you're subscribed to WildSportsX. Because Zhang Weili's journey is about to become one of the greatest underdog stories in combat sports history. Early in her career, Zhang fought anywhere she could. Small promotions, small crowds, small paychecks. The glamorous side of MMA didn't exist. There was only work. Most people see champions after they become famous. They never see the years spent struggling, the years spent doubting, the years spent wondering if success will ever arrive. For Zhang, those years built something important: mental toughness. Every difficult moment became fuel. Every setback became motivation. Slowly, the victories started piling up. Then more victories. Then even more. People started paying attention. China had produced talented fighters before. But nobody quite like this. Nobody with this combination of aggression, power, and determination. And eventually, the UFC came calling. The UFC is where dreams become reality, or disappear completely. Many fighters dominate smaller promotions, then struggle against elite competition. Zhang Weili did the opposite. The moment she arrived, people noticed something unusual: her pace. Most fighters slow down. Zhang accelerated. Round after round, fight after fight. The pressure never stopped. Forward, forward, forward. Opponents couldn't relax, couldn't breathe, couldn't reset. The pressure was constant. The division had never seen someone fight quite like her. And suddenly, a title shot appeared. The opportunity of a lifetime. August 31st, 2019, UFC Shenzhen, China. A championship fight. Millions were watching. Jessica Andrade entered as champion. Many expected a difficult battle. They didn't get one. 42 seconds. That's all it took. Zhang exploded forward. Combination after combination. Relentless aggression. The referee stepped in. The fight was over. 42 seconds. China had its first UFC champion. The arena erupted. History had been made. But becoming champion wasn't the biggest surprise. What happened next was because Zhang wasn't satisfied. She wanted dominance. Then came Joanna Jędrzejczyk, one of the greatest strawweights ever, a former champion, an elite striker. Many fans called it a dream matchup. They were right. What followed became one of the greatest fights in MMA history. 5 rounds, 25 minutes, absolute war. Neither woman backed down. Neither woman quit. Punches, kicks, elbows, damage, heart, everything. By the end, both fighters looked completely exhausted. But Zhang stood victorious. The fight elevated her from champion to superstar. Because greatness isn't measured by easy victories. It's measured by surviving impossible battles. And Zhang had done exactly that. Every champion eventually faces adversity. For Zhang, it arrived in the form of Rose Namajunas. One kick changed everything. The title was gone. The reign was over. Critics appeared immediately. Maybe she wasn't as dominant as people thought. Maybe her best days were behind her. Maybe the division had figured her out. Sports can be cruel. The same people celebrating your success often disappear during failure. But Zhang never stopped working, never stopped improving, never stopped believing. And that's why her story didn't end there. The most dangerous version of Zhang Weili wasn't the champion. It was the challenger, hungry, focused, motivated. She rebuilt her game, improved her wrestling, improved her grappling, improved everything. Then she returned. Victories followed. Momentum returned. Confidence returned. And eventually, so did the championship belt. The fighter people once described as undersized had evolved into something else entirely. A complete mixed martial artist. One capable of dominating anywhere the fight went. Standing, clinch, ground. It didn't matter. She had answers everywhere. Most fighters have weaknesses. Zhang minimizes hers. That's what makes her terrifying. She can strike. She can wrestle. She can grapple. She can fight at a pace few opponents can survive. But her greatest weapon isn't physical. It's psychological. She breaks people mentally. Round after round. Minute after minute. Pressure, pressure, pressure. Eventually, opponents stop attacking. They start surviving. And that's when the fight is already lost, because nobody wants to fight someone who never stops coming forward. Today, Zhang Weili represents more than championships. She's a pioneer, a trailblazer, a symbol of what's possible. Before Zhang, many doubted whether China could produce a UFC champion. Now, nobody asks that question. She answered it decisively. Her influence extends far beyond the cage. Young athletes across Asia now have a role model. Proof that world-class success is possible. Proof that greatness isn't limited by geography, or size, or expectations. And that's perhaps the most important part of her story. They thought Zhang Weili was too small, too short, too undersized, too easy to overpower. They were wrong, because greatness isn't measured in inches. It's measured in impact. And few fighters have impacted women's MMA like Zhang Weili. So here's the question: is Zhang Weili the most complete strawweight in UFC history? Let us know in the comments. And if you enjoy stories about athletes who turned doubt into dominance, subscribe to WildSportsX. Because sometimes the smallest fighter in the cage becomes the biggest problem in the world.